keeps on saying that orientation is locked to rotate device back. I don't know why it keeps doing that on his phone, but it does. Anyway, hope y'all been doing pretty good out there. I know it's been a while, but that's just the way things have gone, pretty much. Let's see, there's that fire burning over here. Get y'all in there a little bit closer, a little better look at it. Whoop, wrong thing there. Got my tripod all messed up here. There we go. Yeah, we've been rocking and rolling busy. Busy. Hope y'all have been doing well. Hopefully we can get back in there to start making some more videos for y'all here soon. Pretty much the goal of it. But it's been busy. We have started working on a greenhouse build for a farm. We're hoping to have some content about that here relatively soon. No promises at all, as always, because you never know what can happen. But hopefully that'll all come to fruition and work out there as well. I certainly hope so. I don't know if I can see chat or not because of the way my phone is acting, but we'll see how it works out. So that's kind of the gist of it. We actually had an interesting situation happen last night. We had a chimney fire in the house. So that was less than ideal, but it happened. Quite a few things led up to that occurrence. We have a stainless steel flue liner, is what we use in our house, and that's what it was when we got it. The house, that is. And I typically clean the chimney twice during the burning season. Once in the fall and then once about this time of year. I typically like to do it kind of more toward the beginning of January-ish. But what happened was we had ice. We had to do a whole pile of preparations to get ready for that ice storm. We did lose power for nearly 3 days during that ice storm. And then after that, we had a snowstorm come in. So there's no way I could get up on our roof with the tools that I have right now to get up on the roof and work on the chimney as far as cleaning it. So there was one factor. We were noticing that it was starting to burn a little bit wonky, that it wasn't really getting quite the airflow that it needed, so we knew something was up. We knew we needed to get up there pretty soon to do it. So anyway, jump forward to last night. I put some pieces of wood in there, in the wood stove that is. And they were kind of some weird knotty pieces. And I wanted to leave the door open for a little bit to try and make sure they kind of catch up. So I had the door cracked probably about 1 inch. And then the draft caps, we usually run those at about 2 turns out. Well, I had the draft caps out at about 2 1/4 at that point in time. So breaking rule number 1, I left the basement without closing that door on the wood stove. So I came out here, this is the garage. So as you can see, we've got a wood burning stove in here as well. And came out here and I started having a conversation actually about the YouTube channel itself with one of my colleagues. And I had just totally forgotten.
Cats was opening the door.
I thought a cat was trying to open the door. So I just totally forgot about the door being open on the wood stove. So I'm having a conversation via text messages, I don't know, probably 30, 45 minutes, somewhere in that range. And in between, I decided I'm going to go out to the shop and make sure the heat pump's turned off. I had that turned on for a little bit, just trying to warm it up in there before it got cold last night. I don't want it to freeze out there because we have water piping out there that's racked to the wall and ceiling. Well, I walk out that way and I just happen to notice something, look up at the roof, and we've got flames coming out of the chimney about 2 feet in the air. So I quickly ran downstairs, shut the door, realizing what had happened then that I left the door open, closed the draft caps down. Then I ran out to the shop to get a 8-foot ladder so that I could proceed to get on the roof, the best that I could anyway. right before that, I went ahead and got a water hose hooked up to a faucet. That way, in case there was something going on top of the roof, like embers coming down onto the roof, that I could put the fire out. So long and short, I shimmied up that ladder, scooted right across that ice somehow or another, nearly fell off the ladder, fell off the roof. But somehow I shimmied up there real quick, just like a dart. So I just sat there for a while. Thankfully, the fire at that point in time had kind of calmed down, wasn't such a big deal. But I stayed up there because there was still some embers coming off of the cap. We have a rain cap on top of the chimney itself. And so I don't know, I probably sat up there for a good 10-15 minutes before the fire really tried to totally go out. But the story didn't end there. So after that, I'm really watching the chimney really hard. So the smoke had dissipated out of there quite good, which is nice. It really dissipated. We were pretty sure the chimney fire was out. Pretty sure, but not totally sure. So I was just sitting there watching for, I don't know, probably about 10-15 minutes, keeping a really close eye on it even after that. So this is probably pushing a half hour after the chimney had caught on fire. Well, then I started to see more smoke coming out of the chimney, and it started to get a little bit worse, and a little bit worse, and a little bit worse. So I then decided it was probably best to go ahead and put one thing that I've always kept around here, and that is a chimney fire extinguisher. And I'll show you what that package looks like. So it's this right here. It's basically a stick that you have to ignite. It's kind of like a road flare, but it's not a road flare. It just kind of has that property to it. And this is supposed to basically choke out anything you have that's on fire in your chimney. So we opened the door, struck this thing, and went ahead and threw it in there. Of course, you get really heavy smoke then, but that's what you want because that's the flame retardant basically that's doing the work. So after that situation, I still just kind of sat there and watched the chimney probably for another 15 minutes or so. And then finally the smoke dissipated in the chimney. So yesterday evening was slightly nerve-wracking in that aspect, I would have to say. I wasn't super duper scared, but you know, when you see flames coming out of your chimney where they're not supposed to come from, can be a little bit worrisome. But anyway, so we fast forward to today. We got up on the roof, got that all nice and cleaned out. Actually, it was quite clean because most of the creosote had already burned out of it. So there wasn't really a whole lot to clean. The main thing was to also clean it, obviously, but to do an inspection on the chimney and make sure everything was okay. So everything was okay, no issues, nothing was out of whack. So thankfully, we'll be able to burn that this evening, keeping a close eye on it when I first fire it up, obviously. But we should be able to burn that because it's supposed to get pretty cold here. I think tomorrow we're not supposed to get above freezing. It's supposed to warm up a little bit Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and maybe it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we're getting really cold again, which is not totally typical for this area, but typical for this time of year, I guess you could say. So if we're happy the chimney's clean, at least, not the way we really wanted to clean it. So that's been cleaned up, which is good. So we can go ahead and burn. So the moral of the story is,
Shut the door.
make sure you clean your chimney, obviously. The other aspect of it is that, like she just said, shut the door.
Double check yourself, triple check
If you want to have the door cracked, stay down there with it and make sure you don't leave until that door's not cracked. It's not the first time that's happened to us in this particular situation. We had it happen to us one other time. Our daughter was hiding in the house, our oldest daughter, and we couldn't find her. My wife was pretty upset and going pretty hysterical. I had the door open there again, just trying to get the fire to go. Well, it's a very similar situation. We were looking around the house for 15-20 minutes, and I get back down to where the wood stove is in our basement. And my all-fuel pipe that I have on that particular section of it was just glowing red. So that was the day we set the rule, you never leave the wood stove door open. But I broke that rule last month. Anyway, so I didn't really want to talk about the chimney fire thing in general, but I figured if anybody were to see this video, then it might give them a hand in the future, who knows. But so that's kind of really all about the chimney fire debacle. It was interesting.
We have ordered 2 more of those little sticks too.
Yeah, it came in handy. So we did order 2 more of those fire retardant sticks. We've also noticed over the course of a few days that our burn gauge, basically like this, burn gauge is a little bit hot right now. That's not reading properly, so I got another one of those just to have it. Because that one's just not reading right. I mean, that burn gauge is probably, I don't know how many years old. It's probably 40 years old, so it's probably pretty worn out. But anyway, back to the greenhouse stuff. We've recorded some videos of that. We're hoping to bring you all along with that pretty good. This particular truck right here should be in one of the videos. It's a truck we've been working on for, I don't know, how long has it been now?
2 years.
It's been, since the inception of getting this thing running again, it's been 2 years. This was actually my father's old truck. It's a 76 GMC. I can show you if you want. Let me just spin y'all around here. It's the bed's got some rust on it, but it's a 1976 GMC 3/4 ton pickup, and it has a big block in it, which is a 454. What is that? 7.4 liter engine in it. It is a long bed, and we can haul a gooseneck trailer with this truck. Our other truck is a Dodge Ram 1500, and it's just a regular 6.5 foot bed on that, and it doesn't have the capability to haul a gooseneck trailer. So I figured this might be good for the future of the farm in general. And it's 4-wheel drive on top of that, so we can get around wherever we need to go. Back to the videos. So we're hoping we can get that video out there to you. I may just go ahead and release what we have at this point. The work out there's kind of stopped because the site where the greenhouse is going is nothing but a sheet of ice right now. And I don't think we're going to be able to draw the anchor poles down through that ice without damaging things. So we're kind of hesitant to really try and push for that. And what I was saying, while this truck might be in the videos, or in part of the video, we're going to go get a 30-foot gooseneck trailer with this truck so that we can haul the hoops from here over to the job site itself. Now, thankfully, we don't have to hit any paved roads or any public thoroughfares, so being 12 foot wide, the hoops on there hopefully shouldn't bother us. But yeah, that's kind of how things have been going. I know in another live stream we said we planned on doing a video about one of our chicken shelters. We still plan to do that. It just hasn't worked out just yet to make that happen.
Come here.
I really need to reach out to the manufacturer of that thing first before we make a video and kind of just talk to them about a few things first. Do you have anything to add there on that?
No, not really. Start planning for spring crops. Seeding will come. We'll start those in the next month or so.
You might have to speak up a little louder there.
So in another month or so, I guess I was saying that we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna start, what we want to grow for the season. So we'll need to start those seeds next month here. Probably in the next 3-4 weeks, depending on when we want to transplant out into the garden, but that's not ready quite yet. So still got a little ways to go.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, go ahead. You had more to say there?
Well, we gotta clean the chicken coop. They need fresh bedding, and we need their compost that they're creating for us, so we can put it on our garden to save Federal Reserve notes for fertilization to add more nutrients to the soil so we can grow nutrient-dense food.
Whoop. Pick the tripod. I don't know what that button does. I better leave it alone.
So maybe when we clean the coop, y'all could come along and see our process with that as well. It's a lot of tractor time, and one of us, normally it's me, shoveling poop into where the tractor could reach, because the way that we have the tractor. Oh, that's loud.
Sorry about that.
So,
Yeah, sorry, I was checking chat. I can't see it on here, and just want to verify nobody said anything. So, yeah, nobody's been in chat yet, which is all right. Sorry about that. Continue on.
sorry about the awesome hand talk.
Yeah, sorry. I had that effect.
So now we have to shovel part of the chicken coop out into where the tractor can actually get, because we have to use a smaller little condensed tractor in order to be able to do this because of the opening of the barn where our chickens are. But he's also thought about rebuilding a different separate shelter for them and moving them somewhere else. So that's probably not gonna happen. I think he was saying that's gonna happen Friday possibly. Short people problems. I have to get into the truck now.
Yep,
'Cause I
I
can't
gotta get in the truck.
Short people problems.
But anyway, yeah, since the greenhouse build is being somewhat kind of on hold due to the addition of the site, I still have piles of farm work to do as far as paperwork for taxes for end of year.
Yeah.
Still got quarterly sales taxes to get submitted to the state of Virginia. So I may take this really cold time, not downtime, to go ahead and get that stuff knocked out. Which I'm sure y'all would love to see that in the video, me doing paperwork.
Hey, they may.
But I mean, you know, if you got a question, put it in the comments and maybe we could make a video about it one day. It just depends.
Or if you know a different, easier way, faster way, then leave that also in the comments.
But so anyway, so I may take this period of cold to get those things done next week, have that all accomplished, and then I'm even more freed up for the greenhouse build itself. So we may do the chicken coop clean out Friday, and who knows, we might be able to live stream that. Maybe so, maybe not. I think I get Wi-Fi signal all the way up there. I'm not totally sure. But anyway, that's kind of the gist of everything that's been happening here so far. But yeah.
You'll definitely be able to see it when we put it in the garden. That is for sure.
Yeah, that's it.
Finally
I guess-
got our garlic planted. That was a little later than what we anticipated. It was in the middle of December, right? So
Yeah, something like that.
we are growing, I believe it's German hardy garlic. It's like a purple. And then the elder garlic, that was the first garlic that we actually started growing, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6. Those are the 2 varieties that we grow. We just save the seeds for the following year whenever we don't use or sell.
Yeah, that's it. And if anybody was wondering what type of firewood this is, I didn't say anything about it. This is a lot of ash ash, cherry, maple, a little bit of locust, and paradise. All of this wood came from where we had to get power 2-hour shop, and we do have a couple of videos about that on our channel if you wanted to see that. But anyway, so a lot of this wood came from that, where they had to work on clearing the power line, and we worked on this wood for, oh man, 2 weeks probably, and it came up to be like 16, 18 cords of wood. And a lot of this wood is cut, not all of it, but a lot of it's, we tried to, oh, excuse me, no, the people that cleared the power line, they cut the wood, and they cut it all different lengths. So some of it's pretty long for the wood stove in the basement. This wood stove right here can handle, I think, about 20 inches long, 21 inches long. And then the stove out in the wood shop, it can only handle a max length of 18 inches. So we've got a good variety. Watch your foot. Okay, I thought you were hung up there. A good variety of sizes that we can burn in various places. So we still got quite a bit of wood, but we need to get back to cutting and splitting wood to have ready for the following year. And I may be able to take y'all along for some of that too. We shall see how it goes. Let me see here, I'll be right back. But anyway, so that's about it. We've just about got this done. I need to go in there and fire up the wood stove in the basement after our inspection from the chimney fire last night, which there again, everything looked good, so I think we're just fine. And we have to go pick up one of our daughters from after school tutoring. So we'll need to do that here real soon too. Anyway, well, thank you all so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Again, hopefully we'll have some content coming. Hopefully we'll have some content coming out there to you soon. No promises, but that's our hope and dream. So hopefully that'll work out. Well, thank you all so much for, oh, wait a minute. Somebody had a comment there. Bella66. What is paradise wood? It is what we call it around here. It's not very dense wood per se. It's basically like a tree that's a weed, kind of, sort of, I guess you could say. They spread really fast. They grow really fast. I don't know the proper term for this situation, but you have to kill the root of the tree, or else it just keeps growing back and keeps growing back and keeps growing back. It's one of my least favorite trees. Let me see if I can find a piece of the wood here of the paradise to kind of show you. You see the paradise hanging out here? There were a few pieces. Let me see. If I come across that paradise, I'll let you know. I don't see any sitting right here. That's, I don't know if that's paradise or not. It feels like it.
Light.
It's just really light wood. It burns okay. It does a hot fire, but you know, it's not going to be a long hot fire. The BTU rating is not very high on the wood itself. Like on the locust here, like this is a piece of locust. You can really tell by that bark. This is the primo wood in our area. Everybody wants to get a hold of this. It is very dense. It's has more strength than white oak, and it is really, has a lot of BTU, so it puts out a lot of heat. We prefer this in our area for an all-night burn. Put it in before you bed, and you wake up, you still have hot coals in the morning, still heating your house.
Ready to start the next fire.
Yeah, look up paradise on there. Somebody else had a question about the paradise. Let me see, my chat disappeared here.
It's got like more of a tropical type leaf, if I'm not mistaken. Looking type thing. But I could be completely wrong. It
has, I don't know, the leaves, my hands are going to do this. The leaves are kind of rounded and kind of like that. It's kind of almost looks like a fern on the leaves, kind of, sort of, but not exactly. Just kind of how it looks anyway. But let's see here. Now there's some maple there. And this stuff's pretty decent. Again, it's not really dense. This does a hot fire, but it's not going to give you a lot of coals for a long time, and nor a whole pile of BTUs, as opposed to the locust here. All right.
That's gonna Google. Here we go. Yeah, okay, it
let's
is
see
what I was
here.
thinking.
My wife is pulling that up on the phone right now. Okay, Western
it is.
Massachusetts. Yeah, yeah.
It's like a tropical type leaf.
Kind of looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of how the leaves look on it. On the paradise, that is. And that's what we call it around here. It could have a whole totally different species name as far as that goes. It definitely could. It definitely could. But sorry, I missed your comment there. Let me take a peek at that real quick. Oh, you have a black locust there in Western Mass? Yeah. Yeah, locust here, I mean, it does okay. Locust just takes forever to grow. It's just such a slow growing plant. And when it's small, you know how those thorns are on them. Oh man, they're nasty. So whenever we come across locusts, we try to keep it and sequester that here. I've actually got a few trees at my mom's house that are on a property line we need to cut down. It might be something we do before it gets warm out. Again, we like to cut our wood when it's cold out.
January,
February. Of course, when it's like 10 degrees outside, it's hard to do anything. Your fingers don't want to work, or mine don't anyway. So that's kind of the gist of all that situation. Of course, when you do it when it's cold outside, you don't have to worry about snakes and spiders and all that fun stuff.
Although I did kill a spider on one
For
of
the
these.
most part there. Let me see. I wish the chat would stay up here. I need to figure that out one of these days. That's it. Well, we are done here, and yeah, we've got to get our daughter here very shortly from after school tutoring. So thank y'all so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it, and y'all have a good one. We'll see you here soon one way or another. Take it easy.